might be worse, but this is this is very near the top of the list.
Here is a mountain. Now, how do we feel about these mountains? They're white bordered, as is that lightning bolt. Talk to me.
Okay, so he's done the acetone thing here of stripping all the black borders off of his cards, which is fine. I still don't like the snow-covered mountains, but making the border on your snow-covered mountain white, that might be a cool artistic flourish.
Some would say that's the snow.
Yeah, perhaps that's the snow. In which case, okay, play with your snow-covered mountains, I guess.
Max is going to play a Gataxian Probe. Take a look here. Oh, okay, this deck is beautiful.
All
this
right.
is a man that cares about his burn deck.
Okay, I'll give him a pass on the snow-covered mountains.
Eidolon the Great Revel, a Lightning Bolt, a Price of Progress, and another snow-covered mountain.
If it's part of the artistic flourish of I want white bordered stuff and snow is white, then that's sweet. I'll give it a pass.
Max is down to 15. There's an Underground Sea. He has a copy of Emrakul in his hand. What else he got going on? This is a Dark Ritual. Oh, no.
So
that's a Lotus Petal. That's an Entomb.
Yep.
I'd have a smile on my face, too.
This looks delightful.
I think he's going to search up Gristlebrand.
A fine choice.
He has a nice deck, too, for what it's worth.
Oh, this is all foiled out. I heard about this deck. There were some rumors floating around the hall.
Perhaps Jacob Corey knows this gentleman. Maybe they worked on this deck together.
Well, I associate Jacob Corey much more with the modern iteration of this deck. Okay, I believe that is a Shallow Grave.
You are correct. It is a Shallow Grave. That's going to bring back Gristlebrand. There will be an activation here. Martinez conveniently going to go down to 8, not 7. That is nice. Means to get another activation here. Take a look at 7 cards. He can go again if he wants. Again, if you've never seen this deck in action, it is brutally fast.
Yes.
It doesn't stand up to hate very well, but it is brutally fast. There's another Dark Ritual. There's a Cabal Therapy. He's going to target himself. Let's see what he names.
I think Max already has a Tendrils Kill lined up here.
I think that's the case, yeah. He's going to name Emrakul, and he's going to do that so that he has to shuffle everything back in. He's going to show a Shallow Grave and some other cards here, I think.
Oh, you can just Shallow Grave the Emrakul in response to the trigger.
Oh, that's the most adorable thing I've ever seen.
22 spot.
Yep.
And Joseph here can pick up his Lightning Bolt and his Snow-Covered Mountain and move on to game 2.
Oh, the creatures have haste, by the way.
Yes.
Now, did he remember the Annihilator trigger?
Well, we'll go back to the tape and see if he messed up.
Okay, just want to make sure.
Not a huge deal.
Let's keep it tight at all times.
Sure.
Max Martinez does win game number 1 here with 10 fins.
This matchup is so bad for Bird. I mean, the Storm matchup's horrible, the Reanimator matchup's horrible, and this is the worst dimensions of both decks in one thing.
Yeah, it is bad news. We're going to take a look at the sideboards here. For Josh and his burn deck, he's got 3 Vexing Shushers, 3 Pyroblast, 2 Smash Smithereens, 2 Pyroclasm, 2 Null Rods, and 3 Tormod's Crypts.
All right, Tormod's Crypt's a real card.
Yeah?
He has something that matters here.
And this deck does not stand up to hate very well.
Sure. So that is something.
Now, what do we have on Max's side?
A Tormod's Crypt to Show and Tell, Reanimate, a Hoodwink, a Serenity, 2 Liliana of the Veils, a Perish, 2 copies of Pithy Needle, 2 Exhumes, a Massacre, a Daze, and a Flusterstorm. I think that I would want to get more cards in the deck that allow me to not, rely so much on the graveyard. I think bringing in the Show and Tell is reasonable here, but I don't think he has to get too fancy.
Nothing too crazy?
Nothing too crazy.
All right.
The Daze and the Flusterstorm is good against Burn. You can bring in the Daze too, because Joseph does not have the time to play around Daze.
I don't think a lot is going to change here for either player too much. It's just going to be Max just trying to do his thing. He's going to move some cards in and out here. And while we do wait, we will talk about the newest addition to our Creature Collection series, Mr. Ooze, the boss.
Yes.
Ooze your friend. There's some other puns I'm not thinking of right now.
The dice and, the deck box, the dice bag, the sleeves, the playmat, all available for sale. And 2 tokens for free upon entering any Legacy Open. So this guy is cute yet horrifying, which makes a lot of sense for an Ooze in our Creature Collection. And if you enjoy this stuff, you can log on to Star City Games right now and purchase this, or head over to our dealer booth at any Open.
I found that this one is very popular among the players, actually.
Yeah.
We've had some pretty sweet ones in our Creature Collection series. Some nice, some mean. the panda, one of my favorite ones.
It's a menagerie. It's a big zoo. And some things are going to be friendly and some things are not going to be that friendly.
That's true.
And
Not all animals are friendly.
Correct.
Some are very mean, actually.
Hippos, for example, are quite cruel.
I wonder what the level of niceness is for a rhinoceros.
Probably on the unfriendly scale, I would imagine.
An elephant?
Closer to neutral, probably more friendly than a rhinoceros.
I actually think an elephant's probably super nice. I think an elephant's probably a really nice animal.
The problem is that they only have to be a little upset for them to be able to wreak some serious havoc on the average human being.
That is definitely true. Not just a human being, everything.
Basically everything.
How isn't the elephant the king of the jungle?
I don't know how to answer that question.
Biggest animal.
Is there?
Why does a lion win? If an elephant and a lion go head to head, how does a lion win?
It doesn't always have the option of opting out and running away.
Coward?
And eventually,
that's not winning.
Eventually, the elephant has to sleep, right?
Oh yeah. So what you're saying is the lion is a coward.
I didn't say that. The Wizard of Oz did say that. I did not say that.
Hitting a man while he's down. While the
No, I
elephant
don't know
is
where
sleeping,
that. I don't
that's
know.
when you attack.
I do not know where the King of the Jungle thing came from. I don't know why that became an expression.
Okay. Twitter, I'm looking to you.
For
I want to know how an elephant loses to a lion in a fight.
Yep.
I don't see it.
Looking to Twitter for our normal sampling of information and misinformation and completely unrelated links.
That's correct.
We know we can count on you.
It just seems like an elephant would be dominant. That's all. Tier 1 creature of the jungle.
Yep. This sort of seems like when you first start playing Magic, you assume the Shivan Dragon's completely busted.
Yeah.
And then you realize that just being the biggest thing is not necessarily the most powerful thing.
Yeah, losing to a Delver of Secrets when I have a dragon. Yeah, it makes a lot of sense.
They have a Delver of Secrets and a Winter Orb in play, and you have Shivan Dragon, maybe another Shivan Dragon in your hand.
A little gnat. I'm losing to a little bug.
Yep.
I don't think that makes any sense at all. I need a flavor judge. That's what I need. I'm being told that neither lions or elephants live in the jungle.
Good beats.
Don't lions live on the savannah? Look, let's just play pretend for a minute.
Right, that's good beats.
They're all in the jungle. How does an elephant lose? That's all I'm saying.
I think the jungle is more of a concept here than the literal jungle.
We have a Tormod script. And actually, so I have to imagine that Max has been playing this deck for a little while and has probably played against Graveyard Hate before. And especially because Burn typically has a card like Relic Regenus.
Yeah.
So you have to imagine, okay, he's probably sideboarding in something, and what could it be? Likely Graveyard removal.
Though Relic and Tormod Script are very different threats for something like Tin Fins. Because Relic, Joseph has to tap out on turn 1 to cast it, and then if Max has a fetch land, he can go off through Relic like nothing's happened. Tormod Script is a lot more complicated.
Pluto Delta going to search up a swamp. Let's see what Max is able to do to work his way through this. Truth be told, all it takes, it could just be a single Tormod script. That really ruins Max. Here's a Thoughtseize. Got 2 copies of Pyroblast, an Eidolon, a Fire Blast, and a Wooded Foothills. I kind of like this hand.
It's a real hand, though there aren't that many blue cards in Tin Fins. Surveying the list here, it looks like it's just 4 copies of Brainstorm and 2 Ponders and 4 Gitaxian Probes.
Okay.
So those Pyroblasts might get stranded, but Tormod's Crypt plus Eidolon is, no, I mean, not that he's keeping the Eidolon, but that's a very solid opening step in here for Joseph.
Joseph going to leave his hand up. Very nice man. Here is a Rift Bolt on suspend.
That's the other thing. You know, Max is really under no rush to do anything just yet.
Pluto Delta going to come into play.
So he may be able to beat this Tormod's Crypt by just saying, all right, reanimate this thing, bleed out the Crypt, and then fire back again.
There's a Lotus Petal. I'm going to sacrifice a Delta, go down to 16. See what land he wants to search up. Gotta give it to him. Beautiful deck. Jeez. I like foils, though. I think foils are sweet. This is a Gitaxian Probe. I have a feeling that's going to get countered. Yeah.
Well, he's got to cash in on something.
Yeah.
And there just are not that many targets in Tin Fins.
It doesn't surprise me. Pyro Blasting, like a Taxiing Probe, doesn't seem all that great, but just stop him from cantripping or anything.
You have a mana to spare this turn. He's probably not presenting that many blue cards. He knows about your 2 Pyroblasts, so he's not going to let you hit something that juicy. Just got to do this.
Yeah. Prothro does take care of the Taxiing Probe. He will untap. Riftbold's going to come off suspend. Martinez is going to go down to 13. It's time to draw a card. And don't have a great look at it. Looks like it might just be a land. Tell you what, Burn is picking up in popularity in Legacy right now.
Well, I think it has a lot of legitimately good matchups. I shelved it a couple of years ago when I thought there was too much Stink and Show, too much Omniscience, but most of these Delver matchups are going to be really positive for you.
There's a Lightning Bolt going upstairs. Martinez is down at 10. He drew a copy of Ponder for the turn. And he's trying to figure out how to work his way through this crypt.
Many of the combo decks people play now are either Elves, which you can really suppress with Grim Lavamancer, or are things like Stink and Show, where Ensnaring Bridge is a problem for them, and they're not quite as fast as decks like Storm or Belcher. So it's a fine metagame choice right now in my mind. Pyroblast it. You got to counter something.
I would Pyroblast.
Yeah, way to go.
I thought you said Fire Blast it.
No, you cannot Fire Blast a Ponder. Yes. I wish you could. But they don't let you do that.
Ooh, another crypt.
Ugh.
You got to imagine. Okay, the graveyard's got to be off now, right?
Yeah, though, if Max has brought in his copy of Show and Tell, he does have a way to circumvent all of this.
I do imagine he brought that in.
Yep.
Prothro going to pass the turn back. This is an Entomb. That's going to resolve, so now it's time to go digging. Griselbrand to the bin. He's going to have to try to grind through.
As you mentioned, playing through Resistance is not the easiest thing for Tin Fins. It's all about just dumping his hand on the table and just a couple discard spells and a couple silences to push through what little disruption your opponent can present on turn 0 or turn 1.
If silence is still in the deck, which I think is an interesting question.
Probably not. Not very good against Burn.
I don't think it's impossible, but I would be surprised if we're still in there. He's going to crypt right now. I think if you're Max, you're okay with that.
Yeah, well, he didn't actually fizzle any sort of spells. No Shallow Grave got hit, nothing like that, so.
Brainstorm the draw. Martinez also has a Cabal Therapy in hand. Here is a Brainstorm. So 2 and 3. 2 cards, of course, about to go back to the top of the deck.
Cabal Therapy here is great for Max because Joseph most likely cannot afford to Fire Blast him here unless his draw has been a mountain.
If you had drawn him out in this turn, would you have played it?
No reason to.
Gotcha. A couple of cards going to go back here in just a moment. There those are. Brainstorm done resolving. Pass the turn back. Prothro. He's reaching for mana now. Swift Spear.
We got a clock going.
A constant source of damage finally in for 1.
And Joseph's still with Tormod's Crypt at the ready here.
Draw cards, copy of Shallow Grave. Martinez. Gonna play a Dark Ritual. He's gonna try to work through it looks like. So there's your graveyard. 4. A single blue. This is a Cabal Therapy. He says, I'm targeting myself. Oh no. He is going to name Griselbrand. He has 2 copies of Shallow Grave in hand.
And this is the cost of having used Tormod's Crypt not in response to a reanimation spell.
Yep.
Because Max can now play over the top of the 1 Crypt.
Now what does make this a little bit interesting, of course, is you do this. Now he Shallow Graves in response. I like Fire Blasting in response. Do you?
It depends what Joseph's last card is.
Okay. And we can't forget Shallowgrave is just a temporary use of Griselbrand. It doesn't stay in play.
Right.
So now Shallowgrave is resolved. Griselbrand is in play. Martinez is at 9, so we can't activate it right now. Because then it'll just get fire blasted. So here's an attack. Prothro is going to take 7. Martinez is going to gain 7. And it looks like he may activate the Griselbrand now. We will see. Looks like the answer is yes. So he gains 7, he takes 7, goes back to 9, gets 7 cards though. Not sure if what he sees is all that great. There's a Cataxian Probe among those cards.
And I like Joseph doing nothing right now because it's pretty tough for Max to be able to kill this turn without drawing 7 more cards, and then you can Fire Blast in response.
Marsh Flats is the land for the turn.
By no means impossible. I mean, if Max has found the right mixture of cards, then he could win through Tendrils if he found it. But
Lotus Petal. Looks like he has a copy of Hoodwink in his hand.
oh yeah. Played me some Hoodwinks at Regionals.
How'd that go?
I think that I could have top 8'd if I didn't screw up one round.
Okay.
With my Rashad Airship Cloud Sprite Mono Blue Beatdown deck.
Skies, as they called it, yes?
Yes. It was actually Pirates because I had the cut purse.
Ah, right.
Blue Avalanche Riders.
I see we're just throwing terms around.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's 3 mana instead of 4, so it's actually much better. But yeah, the comparison is not perfect, I agree.
Martinez is going to fetch up an Underground Sea. He's going to go down to 8 at a virtual 4 right now. Here's a Cabal Therapy. Going to target Prothro. I do wonder if we'll have a response here.
I think that if Joseph's last card in hand is a land, it is a no-brainer to snap off this Fire Blast. If it's a spell, it's much harder.
That last card seems to be something that matters. We don't have a look at it, neither do you guys at home. The only one knows is Joseph. He will Fire Blast. So he's going to move Martinez down to 4. Name a card with that Cabal Therapy. It's a mountain. Okay. Griselbrand is going to get sacrificed to Cabal Therapy. I'll pass the turn back. That's a Chain Lightning.
So this is lethal if Max has nothing.
In. Take a look. Joseph hoping you can see his hands. This is good.
Please!
Here's a Brainstorm. We're not quite there yet. 3 cards coming. Taxian Probe, Dark Ritual, and Underground Sea. I think it may be good. It's good.
Yep. Pump of the fist.
Yeah.
Joseph squeezed the game out.
He knows the matchup's bad.
Took a bunch of Tormod scripts, but he's able to at least push us to game 3.
Well, these players are going to get ready for game number 3. We are going to take a look at states and regionals, my friend.
Okay. We have expanded this program because it's been so successful to occur every Pro Tour weekend. So we're not going to have any SCG Opens. We're going to be committing all of our resources to running regionals and the state championships. States will be brought to you in spring and autumn. Regionals will be in winter and summer. The next event of these will be the Winter Regionals, February 7th and 8th. You can go to starseedgames.com/regionals for more information. You can show up to these tournaments and compete for points on the Open Series, prizes, medals, and a lot more. So if you're interested in playing and you are not qualified for the Pro Tours, these will be available all around the country. So make sure to be checking out our website and going to these events.
First things first will be Winter Regionals, February 7th and the 8th, and we have a sweet play mat for that. We put them all together. I love them.
Yep. The Confidant, the Brainstorm, Stoneforge, Mist, gang's all here. Free exclusive play mats to the first 200 players that sign up.
StarCityGames.com/regionals for more information. February 7th and 8th. Plant your flag at your local regionals as we do get ready for game number 3 of round number 7 here. Max Martinez and Joseph Prothro Going to go to that third game. Tin Fins versus Burn. It is a great matchup for Martinez. No guarantees he'll win. You can see he had a lot of trouble getting through Tormod's script.
And the difference between that and Relic is huge. And it's funny because Relic is the card that a lot of people are going to, and it's a card that I've encouraged people to add to their sideboard too, because it's so good against Treasure Cruise and other graveyard strategies. Most of them are not so fast that the difference between Tormod's Crypt and Relic is a big deal. This matchup is a huge exception to this. On the draw, there's a very good chance that Relic of Martinez does nothing, whereas Tormod's Crypt is going to be much, much better.
To update people on the elephant versus lion debate, I have been told, Patrick, that elephants have peanut-sized brains. Lions are king because they don't do any work. Additionally, lions are pack animals, and the pack will take down the elephant.
I'm just going to opt out of this conversation.
I want a one-for-one fight.
Here's the thing. Don't have a lot of information myself. Not really confident in the other people that are producing accurate information, and not particularly invested to begin with.
So you're saying this isn't in The Economist?
I have not read about it recently. The debate between who would win in a fight, the lion or the elephant, no, somehow that's missed the pages of The Economist.
Probably find a new newspaper or magazine or whatever that is. That's true. Is that a newspaper?
It is a magazine.
Okay. Like a weekly publication? Is it like Sports Illustrated-esque?
Weekly.
Nice. Long-time subscriber?
Yes. Not quite like Sports Illustrated, but yes, it is. It is weekly. They don't have a swimsuit issue, if that's what you're asking.
It will be a mulligan here for Joseph. Wait, Sports Illustrated, I'm sorry, ESPN the magazine I think is weekly. Sports Illustrated is monthly, I think. I don't even remember anymore.
No, ESPN the magazine is definitely monthly. It's huge. It's
like
a ton of
right.
pages,
Yeah,
and it's...
That's why it's so bad, because it's so big.
Yeah. It's also because the content's not that good, but lost another sponsor.
Gone.
Just snapping them all off.
Gone.
Put that on the list with Red Bull, Uno's.
You know, I think Uno's would come back.
I think so. I think we could work something out. Free pizza skins for life. We could mend that bridge.
No, see, I don't want that. I don't have any interest
I feel
in
like
that.
we could mend that bridge somehow.
I think we could have a working relationship. Heck, we still go there.
Yeah, we still have a working relationship.
Yeah. This is a bridge that could be mended.
Yeah.
Though I think ESPN, they're right out now.
Yeah, they are right on out. But that's how it goes sometimes.
It's tough to watch.
Yeah.
Max kept his hand. What are the chances you think Joseph is dead on turn one? 50, 60%?
Probably closer to 40.
Okay.
I think he draws up a turn one kill less than half the time.
It was a quick keep, and he's got a big smile.
Yep.
So I'm getting a read here from the booth, as he just did his John Cena, you can't see me, really quickly there.
Yep.
I think Max he's got him dead.
He might. But they will go through the motions.
Oh, absolutely. You can't play Tormod's Crypt on the draw.
And Tin Fins is the ultimate, spinning the basketball on its fingers around your head when it's winning sort of deck. Because it gets to reanimate Gristlebrand on turn one, attack you with it, then storm combo you out.
Yeah. It is the Harlem Globetrotters. Yeah. I was wrong.
I don't know. A turn one brainstorm might mean that he's just missing one piece.
I think I was just flat wrong. That's all. I think he needs a little bit of setup and hope the opponent doesn't have a Tormod's Crypt. A couple cards going to go back. That's a Chrome Mox. I may have been right. Ooh, wow.
Uh-oh. That's not a good sign for Joseph.
Entomb going away? Cabal Therapy who?
I think on Joseph naming Tormod's Crypt is my guess. But we shall see. A man pitching away an Entomb is not a man to be trifled
must be
with.
Really good. Let's see what we got here. Swift Spear, Lavamancer, Spike, a couple of lands. He did name Tormod's Crypt, did not hit. 3 Bloodstained Mires. See, Martinez is going to write all these cards down here. The whiff.
Yep. But it's just good to know the coast is clear. Max would gladly mulligan to have an opponent not have access to Tormod's Crypt, so not a big loss.
Prothro will draw. There is a Bloodstained Mire. He's going to sacrifice that, go get himself a mountain. See how he wants to lead out here. If it will be the hasty Swift Spear or a little bit slower Lavamancer. Which way would you lead?
I think that I would lead with, let me think about this. So Lavamancer, and then next turn you're hitting for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or Swift Spear for 1, and then Spike. I guess it's the same amount of damage, but Lavamancer has a larger opportunity cost. I guess Lavamancer I would lead with. It's very close to the same thing, but I'd rather just get the non-haste creature out of my hand first.
We'll see which one Prothro goes with. It's actually a decision for him, too. Not as easy as it seems just to play the haste threat on turn 1.
The most likely scenario is it's the same amount of damage. Maybe the Swift Spear is better because if you draw a Swift Spear next turn, it's more damage. I don't know. It's pretty close.
I think we know why he put a Entomb underneath that Chrome Mox. It's because he has another Entomb. Martinez will cast that. I have a feeling someone's going to grab a Gristlebrand here. Of course, you see him doing this on the upkeep because he put 2 cards back from Brainstorm that he has no interest in drawing. Gristlebrand will go to the graveyard.
I think Max may not have the kill right now.
Could just be 1 draw step away.
That is true. But Joseph may have a chance to race here before Max finds a win. That might be happening in this game.
Well, Martinez will have a draw step coming here in just a moment. So we'll see what he's able to find.
His hand looks like it's Hoodwink plus a land.
There's a Ponder. Consult the hand. If it's a shuffle, you are thrilled. Joseph is probably thrilled.
Well, you can deduce at this point that he doesn't have the kill in hand and has not drawn it off the Ponder. So it's going to be his top decks against your ability to kill as fast as possible.
Martinez kept pretty quick. Don't forget that. The no turn 1 kill does have the Entomb for the Gristlebrand. It's already in the bin. And now here comes a mystery card. It's a copy of Shallowgrave. There's a swamp past the turn. Prothro will draw a card. Sacrifice very quickly. We'll see if one of those cards is a Tormod script. If not, it might be lights out.
I think that Joseph would have just put it into play if it was his first draw step. But I think if Joseph finds a Crypt here, he's got a great shot at winning this match.
I do too. Again, the thing about Tin Fins, it does not stand up to hate very well at all. It's very fragile, though quite powerful. You see the hand. It's a Rift Bolt and a Swift Spear. There is the Swift Spear. Deciding if he wants to suspend or cast the Spike and get in for as much damage as he can.
Yeah, this is sort of the cost of leading out the way that he did. Because the way that if he plays Lavamancer on 1, he can go turn 2. Well, I guess it's still roughly the same thing if he suspends the Rift Bolt. This turn versus the following turn. I guess it's basically a wash. Maybe there's higher upside in just casting the Swift Spear first. Because he draws a Tormod script, and a Swift Spear is his first 2 draws. Maybe it's more damage.
Yeah, there's potential for that.
Yeah. I've not played with Swift Spear yet myself, so it's hard for me to noodle through the math and all the implications off the top of my head.
It's interesting to see if this card is better or worse than Goblin Guy in this deck. Prothro going with 4 Swift Spears, no Goblin Guy. It's 3 Grim Lavamancer, and then 4 Eidolon the Great Revel in the main deck.
I think that I would be playing Gataxian Probe in this list, because it plays really well with the Swift Spear and the Lavamancer.
Sure.
I think it tips it over the edge for me.
Here's the attack for 2. Martinez going to go to 17. I think we're going to see a suspended Rift Bolt here in just a moment. Back to Max we go. He's going to draw a card. It's a copy of Marsh Flats. There is the fetch land. This is a Shallowgrave targeting Gristlebrand. The big guy got to come back. He's got enough mana to activate it twice. Enough life, excuse me.
And then gets to attack and activate it a third time.
Going to start by sacrificing the Marsh Flats. I like that play, of course, because you don't want to draw all your lands.
Yeah, a little bit of thing here is good and doesn't change the math at all.
Yep. Give himself a scrub land.
Taxing Probe is also nice in the list with Tormod's Crypt, a disruption you're looking for on turn 1. You just get more looks at that sort of thing.
Sure. Do know your love for Taxing Probe.
I do. It does not take much in the way of enablers for that card to be worth putting in the deck.
There is a world that exists when Max Martinez does fail.
It can happen.
It is unlikely, but it does exist. And that's what Joseph is hoping for. 7 cards coming. See Martinez already at 9.
Your Storm opponent getting to draw 21 makes it pretty hard to fail, but it's true that it can happen.
Not a great one there. Activate again, going down to 2. See what Martinez finds on this go-around. Some Dark Rituals. I am not impressed with what I see. I don't think he is either.
Yeah, I don't think this amounts to very much.
First things first, get the attack in.
And funny enough, this is a spot where if Max still had his silence in the deck, it'd be really good against Joseph's next turn.
That's actually really true.
Silence you with your handful of sorceries and your Ripple on suspend.
One more time, dealer.
It's crazy how bad his first 14 cards were.
How about these? Entomb. Oh my goodness. I think he has to cast a Brainstorm. He's actually got a Dark Ritual. Okay. Looks like he's going to keep going here. There's an Entomb. Aha, all right. There are the children.
Yep.
I'll take a look at that. We'll do the same. That lets him gain all of his life back. It's a really strange card from Time Spiral.
Yeah, this is bizarre.
But you get to gain life equal to the life you've lost this turn. Well, Gristlebrand has cost him to lose quite a bit of life this turn, which means he gets to keep going.
Makes a lot of sense to have this card as a common. This comes up in draft quite a bit, that you would want to sacrifice creature to gain life equal to the life lost this turn.
You know, also just a rebel.
Yeah.
Because
a little rebel theme in Time Spiral.
Yeah.
One of the 27,000 themes inside of Time Spiral.
He's going to gain all that life back, and he's going to activate Gristlebrand again. And now he can't fail.
Yes, now this is the whole
It
deck.
would take something outlandish, a best of SCG moment for him to fail now. Tendrils among the cards he's found. And this is 10 fins in action. This is how it goes.
A full hand. And Joseph's already on 11, so it's not like this requires that much in terms of the tendrils.
There's a Gitaxian Probe. Martinez is going to go down to 15. We already know Prothro's hand, so that's just a little cantrip action. Marsh Flats the draw. Land has already been played this turn, so there's Lotus Petal. He's probably digging out those in the Chrome Moxes if he has any left. Going to use a Lotus Petal, cast a Dark Ritual. This is another Dark Ritual. And that is a Tendrils of Agony.
For well over 11.
Max Martinez is going to win this match over Joseph Prothro. 2-1. 10 fins, it lost a game, but it won the match. And I think as it should, it's a really, really good one.
Well, the matchup's great. Joseph with Tormod's Crypt had way more action for this matchup than Burn typically does. And he was able to win the game on the play. Win the game on the play when he drew 2 copies of Tormod's Crypt. But the games where Max is on the play and Joseph doesn't have Tormod's Crypt, something has to go disastrously wrong with Max's draw for him not to be able to win the games.